have you here. Today I'm going to do my horse's everything groom slash how to groom your horse basically. If you've been on TikTok in any recent time, you will know the concept of an everything shower. And essentially it's like you use every product that you own and you smell like a baby's bottom when you're done. That's my goal today for her. I do these with her like once or twice a week. And I have quite a few products that I like to use, and a lot of my friends make jokes that my horse always smells like a flower. So we're gonna make her smell like a flower today. And I'm just gonna walk you through like all the products that I use, all of the tools that I have. I have not one, but two grooming totes full of various shenanigans, and I use almost all of them on a very, very regular basis. So I take a lot of pride in having a very clean, tidy, well-kept horse, which you wouldn't be able to tell from the state of her at the moment because she looks like a fluffy field-kept pony, which you will know if you watched any of my other videos that she's not in full work at the moment. So I've clipped her once this season and that's it. Normally I clip her at least 2 or 3 times. So I clipped her once and then she's been on a little bit of a break slash like not really in full work, so she's not sweating a lot. I do live in California, so it doesn't get super cold here. The coldest it's getting right now is like maybe a little bit below 50 at night. So if I don't have to clip her, I won't, because that means I can just throw a sheet on her and she'll be totally fine. Hence the fluffy state of her. Normally she'd look a little bit more well kept than this, but we are gonna make her all clean and smell delightful regardless. So without further ado, let's jump into the grooming side. So I know everybody has a little bit of a different order that they do things in, and I'll be really curious to know what order you guys groom your horses in, so make sure to let me know down in the comments. But for me, I like to start by picking her feet, because then when I put hoof conditioner on or any other dressing that I'm putting on her hooves, it has time to dry before I go to the arena if I were doing this before I ride. Now, because she does get a little bit threshy this time of year, I like to use the thrush rid on her hooves. So I'm just gonna put that basically on either side of the frog, right in the little crevice. And then last step for the hooves is hoof dressing. You guys will know this, I've raved about it before, but this is just the Sound hoof conditioner. It's amazing, it smells like a cupcake, and it makes her hooves so strong. She does not wear shoes, and we live in a very dry climate, so hydration is really important in keeping them strong. This thing does the trick. It's amazing. And the next step is a good curry. So as you can see, I have quite a few. It is so important to curry your horses to get a good shine out of their coat. It's really, really good for them. And to get that dirt worked up like from the surface so you can actually brush it off, as opposed to just brushing off the top layer of dirt. Your horse is never going to really get clean if that's how you're grooming them. Currying is important. Like I said, I've tried many a tool because she doesn't really seem to like any of them, but I thought I just wanted to walk through kind of what I like about each one and what I don't like. This one is probably the one I use the most often. It's by Haas. It's their Go for Gold curry comb, and the little like spokes are super dull, as you can see. She doesn't seem to mind it too much, and it does a pretty good job. This one is one of those like magic brushes that has just like really, really stiff plastic, what do you call this? Bristles. This is great for mud. It's not her favorite thing on the planet because I think it is a little bit pokey, but if you live in a muddy climate, these are amazing. And then this little like flower curry comb does okay, but I just think it's a little bit too flimsy to actually do anything. I feel like when I use this, I'm just using it for the sake of using it and it's not really doing anything, to be honest. And then this one's probably my second, oh wow, that was really dirty. This one's probably my second most used one. It's just one of those grooming mitts that has like the little brushes or little bristles on this side, and that has the thicker ones on the other side. This one's also great. She doesn't seem to mind it. It does get in like under her coat, but it isn't like pokey or anything, so she seems to like it. Today, I think I'm gonna end up using this one. She's a little bit dusty, and this one does pretty good with the dust. Next up would be one of these two tools. These are amazing. These are things that I added to my grooming kit much later into owning her, like within the last 2 or 3 years. But both of them are ride or dies. I can't live without them. This one is the Strip Hair Gentle Groomer, and it is basically just a piece of rubber. But if your horse is shedding, this is amazing. It's not one of like those sharp pokey ones. She hates those. Loves this, and it gets so much hair off. Bonus points, you can also use this on your saddle pads, which is great. She's not shedding, so I'm not going to use that, but it's incredible. And this is called the Tiger's Tongue. It's basically a sponge, but like a little bit pokier, or a little bit scratchier, I guess. And it's not quite as absorbent as a sponge, but this is incredible for dust. So if you need to like pick up dust basically off your horse, I swear this is like a dust magnet. It's incredible. The area that I live in, very dry, very dusty. The horses get dusty all the time. I've gone through so many of these because I literally will wear them down to the point where they're just like little nubs, like they're just barely even holding on. So this is a must-have for sure. They're also great for bathing because they're a little bit more, like slightly more abrasive than like a regular bathing sponge, so it'll get a little bit deeper into the coat. If you don't have one of these, pick one up. They're like $9. Really worth it. And the next step, we actually dive into the brushes side of things. I did think about cleaning all my brushes before I filmed this video, but realistically, this is what they look like. They get dirty very fast. They're gross. I do clean my brushes on a regular basis though, and that is very, very important. Brushes can harbor like a lot of dirt and dust, and also if your horse has any sort of like skin fungus or anything like that, also can be transferred with brushes. So just make sure you clean your brushes on a regular basis. I do mine about once a month. If not, I'll let it go a little bit longer than that, but I try not to let it go any longer than every 2 months. And this is the only horse I use these brushes on. Just keep that in mind. But they are not very clean at the moment, so sorry about that. I have two kind of stiffer brushes. One has longer bristles and one has shorter bristles. This one's great as like a good flick brush. I would love to get one with a little bit longer bristles. I've used one of those when I was grooming client horses, and I really, really liked it, especially for the dust. But this one does the trick for now, so I'm going to use it until it dies. And then this is the Haas Gold for Gold stiff brush, and it is just a much thinner, or much shorter bristle, but more densely packed. So when I'm doing my like everything groom, I like to go with this one first to kind of flick everything off. And then this picks up basically everything else dust-wise that I didn't get with this one. And don't be afraid to take your time with these, because you just gotta keep brushing until the dust stops flying off, to be honest. And sometimes that takes a long time. Today she's not too dirty. Very grumpy, but not too dirty. And so it doesn't take quite as long, but feel free to take your time with this one. My kind of test to see when I'm done with this one is to just pat her bottom, and if a plume of dust comes out, I'm not done yet. So now that we're done with the stiff brush, I like to go in with any coat conditioners that I have before I do the soft finishing brush. So this is also when I'd apply fly spray if it were spring, summer, anytime when we have flies, currently in the middle of winter, we don't have flies, and it's also nighttime. No flies. No fly spray. But the fly spray that I do like that's in that bottle is a watered down version of this. It's the UltraShield, the black UltraShield. I really like that one. It's not too greasy and it does a really good job keeping the flies away. I've tried so many of the natural ones because I want to be one of those people who uses all natural products, but they just don't work, and her comfort comes before that, so I use UltraShield. And then this is actually a little concoction, kind of watered down concoction. It is this Eqyss Marigold spray, which is a fantastic coat conditioner. I love it, and it also has fly repelling benefits. And then I add in a tiny, tiny little bit of this, which is the Eqyss MicroTek spray. And that just helps with any like fungally bits. Sometimes she gets some fungus in a few spots, and so I just add a little tiny bit to her coat conditioner. But yeah, that's what's in here. That's my little concoction. So I'll spray her down with that, and then we'll go in with a finishing brush. In terms of finishing brushes, I again have two options. One has a longer bristle and one has a shorter bristle. This one's great, affordable option. I think it's the Oster, I don't know how you pronounce it. Little finishing brush. It does a great job, but I just strongly prefer this one, so I don't use this one very often. But this one is just like an off-brand brush I bought at like a random feed store in Montana when I was visiting, but it's amazing. I don't remember if it's goat hair or horse hair, but it's very, very soft, and it provides such a nice shine on her coat. And I've had it for probably almost 10 years, if not more, and still in great shape. So this is one of those brushes that I think is 100% worth it to invest in a good either horse or goat hair brush as a finishing brush. I think that's really important. The rest of them I think are fine to be synthetic, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. I know a lot of people come on here and say like the really expensive brushes make a big difference. I haven't found that they do. I think elbow grease makes a big difference. But definitely for a finishing brush, I would invest a little bit. It doesn't even have to be a lot, but like a $30, $40 brush that's gonna last you a really, really, really long time and produce great results, I think is worth it. I also just use this on her face. I have a designated face brush, and I almost just always use my soft brush on her face with whatever coat conditioner is left off from doing her body. I just find it works a little easier. Next product is kind of oddly specific, but it's bit butter. And this is actually supposed to go on your horse's like actual bit, and it's supposed to be nice and make it like if your horse has rubs or something from the bit or whatever, like it's supposed to kind of lubricate it and make it a little bit softer, and it tastes nice. I know Eqyss also makes a bit butter product. I think they call it the mouth butter, that's apple flavored. This is the original bit butter. I don't know what the scent is supposed to be, but it smells amazing and apparently tastes good because she likes it. But I actually don't put this on her bit. I put this on her muzzle. So right here, she sometimes gets allergies and will rub it against anything and ends up rubbing it raw until it literally is bleeding, which is not what we want. So I use this as literally like a mouth lotion. It's basically like her chapstick. And it just keeps her muzzle really soft, and it keeps it from getting too itchy and cracked. Also, don't forget to clean out their eye boogers. Makes it look a lot cleaner. Next is for her mane and tail. I have to unbraid her mane because she has a very, very long mane. So I braid it every day. So I'm gonna unbraid it really quickly, and then I'll dive into what products I use on her mane and tail. And then for her mane and tail, I just have like one of the classic mane and tail paddle brushes. And then right now I'm using the Knotty Horse Apricot Oil Detangling Treatment. I got this for free off of a Smart Pack order. It's not my favorite, to be honest. People rave about this, but to be honest, for me, it's not been wowing. The one that is wowing is this one, again by Eqyss. Not sponsored, wish I was, but they make great products. This one, even though it's a little bit pricey for the bottle it comes in, I have to put it in her mane and tail maybe like once a week, and you feel the effects for the rest of the week. It really is magical. Like, I had a bottle of that and it lasted me at least a year. So definitely if you're looking for a good long-lasting detangling treatment, that one's fantastic. She has quite a bit of hair in both her mane and her tail, and it always ends up being a tangled mess. This one I do have to reapply every day. That one, like I said, literally once a week, and I was set. But for now, we're using up this one, and then I will repurchase. Also, so random, but I used to apply my detangler straight to my brush, and it makes it so nasty. It makes it like all greasy and it makes all the dirt stick. So definitely, if you don't mind getting your hands a little greasy, apply it to your hands first. Hi. Can I help you? You smell like mouth butter. And then apply it to their mane. I just got bit butter in my mouth. Well, can confirm it's human grade. Most people would be done with their mane and tail there. I have to rebraid her mane because, like I said, it's uber mega long. So I'm gonna do that really quick. Two other little honorable mentions that I haven't used in this video, but I do use on a really regular basis, and I definitely depend on. Oh boy, Coat Defense. This is just like a white little powder that you can use on like any fungally bits or areas that don't dry out completely. For example, if your horse gets rain rot or something like that, like this is amazing to put on it. Also, in terms of fungusy things, or if your horse likes to rub its tail, this is amazing. It's the Banixx antifungal spray, and it's incredible. It works better than any other antifungal spray I've ever tried. It's seriously magical. If you have issues with it, try this. I think you can get it on Amazon. But yeah, the combination of these two keeps her looking and feeling her bestest. So that is all I have for today. I'll give you guys a little show of what she looks like at the moment. It's time for the tour of the finished product. Nice shiny little hoovies. Beautiful forelock. Yes, hi. Nice clean braid. Hard to tell in this lighting, but she is quite shiny. And nice, clean, brushed out tail. Looking pretty good. But obviously I do groom her every day, except for maybe once a week if I don't come down and work her. But she does get groomed on a very regular basis, and this kind of everything groom happens, hi sweetie, happens once or twice a week. So I don't use all the products all the time, but it does make it so much easier. Like if I need to do a quick groom for some reason, like if I'm late for a lesson or whatever, she cleans up so quickly, because days like today I spend like 30 to 40 minutes grooming her. It's also great to spend time with her, figure out what kind of a mood she's in. As you could tell today, she was mostly grumpy, and now she just wants cookies. A long time ago, I taught her to look away when she wants cookies so she wouldn't maul me for treats, but now she does this when she really wants cookies. And she knows she's been a good girl. I will get them, but I don't have any. I know. And then this is also a great time, like especially if it's a newer horse that you don't have as established of a relationship with, getting to know like what they're comfortable with, and also like any abnormalities, like is one leg a little bit swollen or a little bit warmer, or do they have like a little bit of fungus starting somewhere? that's why this is a great thing to do on a fairly regular basis. Oh, sweet pea. So I hope you found this video helpful, whether you're just starting out to horses or you've been in horses for a long time and we're just looking for some new products, or, you know, I like to be a little bit, I like to snoop on other people's routines and figure out what other people's ride or dies are and then be able to try them and incorporate them if they work for me. So I hope you learned or took something away from this video. If you did, make sure to leave a comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!